Alright, so hello again. And I think in this tutorial, I lost my Necromancer first of all, so I'm rebuilding him. So for now I can't play any of the Necro building up to 8-8 tutorial right now. I have other 6-8 characters, but our main character has to be rebuilt for a second. I'm still, getting him back to 6-8. So I'm just going to cover an issue I'm having a lot. I mean, my tutorial works if you're pretty good, but if you really suck, you still won't be able to get 6-8 with what I've taught you so far. And there's a simple fix to that. It's slower, takes longer, and some people consider it less fun, but it is like guaranteed to get you a 6-8. It might take a while, you might die as soon as you get that 6-8, but it will get you a 6-8. So how does this work? How does this magical auto 6-8 work? Well, first of all, you're going to want to have at least 2 characters available. Now, that means either an extra character slot, which isn't too expensive or hard to get, or in theory you could use a mule as well, okay? So first character, you make whatever class you want, okay? Whatever your favorite class is. So let's just say I want to be a trickster, because tricksters are cool, okay? So I want to be a trickster. So I've got this guy here. Now, the issue with the trickster is that he's not the best for farming potions. He could die. Anything could happen. I could get him. A lot of people go out with the trickster. They'll go into the realm. So let's just draw in the realm here. This is the realm. Here's the Godlands right here. Let's call this the Godlands. They'll go into the realm, into the Godlands, and maybe get 3 defense, drink it, a couple attack, a couple speed, and then they'll die. And then all those potions go down the drain, and they start from scratch. And yeah, it's kind of fun, but it doesn't work very well. So what's better is to create a farming alt. And I suggest either a wizard, if you are a good dodger, or a necro, if you aren't a good dodger, or if you really suck, go priest, because there's no way to go wrong with a priest. Okay? So that's what you're going to do, and you're going to make this guy, and this guy, you're going to get him to level 20 around the Nooblands, and then you're going to go to the edge of the Godlands, and you're going to farm the 3 Godland potions, okay? That's your attack, your speed, and your defense, okay? And you're going to farm those, and you can also get, you can usually get a little bit of dex as well by doing sprite worlds, because if you have one of these characters, in the sprite world, you know how when you're fighting the boss, he'll shoot out like these little, walls of bullets, like this? And it's kind of like 2 things thick. It kind of looks like this, and then in the later stages there's diagonals too. You know, it looks like this. With a staff or wand class, you can actually stand in here and still hit the boss, and the boss's range is something like this, which means that he can't hit you. So you can be standing right here and shooting at him, and he won't even be able to hit you back. So it makes sprite worlds a lot easier. And really, to get these 4 potions, it really does not take much. I mean, I've done it with T7 wand, T3 skull, T8, I think, yes, T8 armor, and a T3 death ring. And that's all I had, no pots drunk, 0-8, completely fresh, and I was able to farm those 4 potions. That's how easy it is. Now, the issue with the Wizard, Necro, and Priest is that they aren't as good at the things that link to the Godlands. So some things that link to the Godlands are your Abyss of Demons, right? It doesn't link to, it links to the Godlands, but it's tougher for the long-range classes because of its segmented design, you can't get the full range use. You're kind of stunted. You're shooting into walls all the time, and also it's very rushy, so you can easily get killed. So I suggest when you're doing this, you do not do your Abyss. UDLs, with weird kind of rooms, you could do them. There's still a bit of risk. I would say do them if you're really comfortable with them. If you're not, again, don't risk it. And there's the cemeteries and Mad Labs. You can do those, or you don't have to. Again, it's probably not going to get you loot. Now, the key to this is you're not going to be, when you get these potions on your secondary character, you're not going to drink them. You're going to store them in your vault. Okay? So you're going to put them into your lovely chest and store them for later. I can't draw. Just accept it, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to get onto your trickster and drink all those potions. Glug, 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 and then get back onto your wizard, necro, priest platform and go back to Godlands. This can get you 4-8 on tricks. And look at this set. This is the kind of set that people like me drop. Like, I don't even, any of this gear, I don't even pick up. I actually just leave it on the floor if I find it. So getting someone to donate that stuff to you should not be hard. Okay? So you should be able to get infinite sets. So when this guy dies, so he goes to the Godlands, he's killing, he's maybe got, speed and death in his inventory, he finds a crystal, he doesn't care, maybe he helps break it, maybe he doesn't matter. If he dies, he's done something stupid, or you went AFK, or internet lag, or whatever, he's dead, make a new one, get him to level 20, and do it again. It's very simple. Now, it won't work if you don't know how to play the ranged classes, okay? It's important that you understand how exactly to play ranged classes. So I'm going to cover that right now. So let's say this is your character right here, okay? Now, let's say you're shooting up. These are your bullets, okay? This is if you're just standing still. That's what it'll look like. Let's make it like this, okay? And this will be, this distance here is range, the range stat on your weapon, okay? And that's in tiles, measured in tiles. So now, what happens if you're here, and you're shooting, and you shoot, and then you move forward. So you move yourself a little bit forward, and then you shoot again. This shot's going to be a little closer, and you're going to have more shots, but the distance will be less. It'll be, R minus some factor caused by your speed, okay? So you're going to have less range, but more damage. Damage is going to go up, range is going to go down, okay? Now, what happens if you shoot, and then you move backwards and shoot again? Well, now you're going to have, this bullet's going to move up to like here, and then you're going to shoot another one right here. You're going to have longer range, but less damage. Okay? So it's going to be like whooshed, R plus S. And this is the key to ranged classes. For every other class, even bow classes to a certain extent, this range is just not enough to get you completely safe. But with staffs and with wands, this range is enough to keep you completely safe. Because while you're running away, the enemy god up here, let's say it's a ghost god, he's here, he's coming towards you, he's doing this. His range is getting smaller while yours gets bigger. So what will happen is you'll have ghost god here, he'll shoot his little shotgun out, it'll go maybe, let's say, this far if he's not moving, but because he's moving towards you, it's only actually this far, and you'll be here, and you'll be shooting, and normally your shots would only go this far, but because you're running away from him, they actually go that far. So now you're hitting him, and he can't hit you. It's called pulling, and it works wondrously, because it means that you can damage them, and they can't damage you. Permanently. Rogue life permanently. And that's the key to ranged fighting, is you stay so far away from your enemies that even if they have a long shot, so for example, Medusae have their grenade, right? They'll lob it, and you have so much time because it's so far away that you can easily dodge, or they can shoot their daggers at you. And even if it's gonna hit you, it'll take so long to get to you, you should not have any trouble dodging. When you're playing a staff class in the Godlands, once you get good at it, and if you have a decent speed roll, nothing should hit you. You should be able to completely dodge absolutely everything. So your health should stay full all the time. Almost all the time. I mean, it should go down maybe to, at most, here. I'm going to say at most, about a little more than 50%. Because it's that easy. And then you can just pick up the loot and feed it to your alt. And that is how you rebuild. And that way you can get your alt to 6-8, and a 6-8 alt can then do all those dungeons that link up to the Godlands and other ones and get you wealth. So this is how you rebuild from a bad character loss, okay? You build a long-range class with really cheap gear, and you go to the Godlands and you farm potions and give them to an alt. Like, give them to your main without bringing your main into the realm. Or you could, but you're risking losing him and restarting from scratch, right? So, I mean, you could always, end up with 3-8 and then go into realm. Now, once you're 4-8 on that main, one of those 4 being defense, all you need to farm now are Vit, which you couldn't find without doing Abysses, and Wiz, which you couldn't find without doing UDLs, Cemeteries, and Mad Labs to get 6-8. And those are easy to find, they're cheap, you can just go to farming, and while you find those, you're going to find more defense, more speed, and more, maybe more dex, unlikely more dex, but definitely more attack, speed, and defense. And you know what you can do with those? You can then give those to your staff class, to your ranged class, to make him even better. And before you know it, you have 2 6/8. That's how I got my 6/8 Trickster and Necro earlier. I had my Trickster hiding at home in my vault, and my Necro going out. He got my Trickster 6/8. Trickster repaid the favor, and now I've got, 6/8, 6/8, 6/8, approaching 6/8, approaching 6/8, approaching 6/8. And that's the key. I mean, it doesn't take, 7 or whatever many slots I have. It only takes a couple slots. 2 is the minimum. You can also have a third slot for, like, running Oryxes, like a slot with an Assassin to try to get Wine Cellar Tops, or you can have a slot with, like, a Paladin for crystal breaking, or a slot with another class you kind of like to play when you're bored of farming but don't want to get onto your main class. And that's just what extra slots can do. Okay, so this is how you rebuild. Now, I'm aware this isn't my usual tutorial style using this board. I'm actually sort of practicing because I'm soon going to upload programming tutorials as well. But hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.